So you need a mixing bowl and some little hair brushes you can get at Sally's. I use a spatula also. Hair clippies, I have a lot of hair, so I have plenty of those. Quick Blue is my favorite. You can get it at Sally's. And I use 40. I don't use 30. I use 40 because I ain't got time to mess around. I picked up some 2 Gold Corrector Pluses, some small gloves, and start bleaching strips. And here's how it turned out. The first time I used a spatula and just did from the middle to the bottom, kind of like an ombre-y like effect, just because I wanted to lift it because my hair was black. I used the T11 toner. It didn't do anything. I only used like half of it, so I waited a week later. I went back in. I decided that I wanted to tone it, and I thought that this would be a good idea, and turned out that it actually has lift in it. I didn't want to lighten my dark roots. I added some gold corrector to it. I didn't want to lift my dark roots. Here's a shot of before. It actually made my roots orange, but I didn't think that it would actually lift them, and it did. So then I had just like orange hair all over, and I was not happy, but I had to wait a little while. So I went back in a month later and decided to put in my highlights and make it really light, and then I was going to try to tone it to a very ashy color. T11 again did absolutely nothing. Do not buy this if you have orange or yellow hair you're trying to get rid of. So the next day, and I went and got Wella Color Charm T14, and here's what it looked like before, and honestly, that's exactly what it looked like after I put on the T14, because T11 both times did nothing. I was like, I'm just going to get a bunch of T14 and do it twice, and it didn't really do that much, but the T14 was much better than T11. It did make a little bit of a difference. They were on sale for 99 cents, so I got an extra 20. So I took the T14, I mixed it up, put it on my hair. Again, this is what it looked like before, and honestly, it's exactly what it looked like after I was done. It looked a little bit more ashy, but it basically looked the same. It did nothing. Here, I just left it on. I mixed like half and half. I left it on for about 15 minutes. You can tell it looks a little browner and not so orange after when I had the toner on. I didn't even bother using gloves. I just put on half the bottle, and then I just put a little bit more developer, and then I just mixed it together and threw it on my head with my hands and my fingers, and it didn't sting or anything. I left it on for about 15 minutes. It did nothing. It looks like this. It was still orangey and yellowy, and I was not happy. Finally, I was ready to use my Sabrina gray hair color that really, it has only 9%, and I was worried there wouldn't be enough for my hair, so I got an extra 10 developer just to make sure there's a little bit more, because this is just really toning and coloring. We just wanted to deposit color and not lift it. So because I had a little bit extra 10 developer, I decided to throw my little gold corrector in there, and I definitely wanted to use gloves because this is about depositing color, not lifting color. So I put a little bowl. This is just developer. This is Sabrina developer, and the 10. That is Sabrina hair color, and it turned out really white. So then it turned more pink when I put the gold corrector, and then it was purple. Put it on my head. It changed a fantastic color. It was really great. After that, I put brown on all of my roots, and I've lost that footage accidentally, sorry. But it was super green and like gray and blue when I when it was that next week after it was done coloring. It was super like very cool color. So I lost that footage. This is a week later after I came back from my trip. The color is still really toned down. It's not orange, it's not yellowy. The camera doesn't really do it justice, but it's a really good, perfect color. The color that I've always wanted my whole life, and I put the brown to on all of my roots all around, so it had this fade, gradual fade, and it looks, I love it. It's exactly what I wanted. So bleach your hair, then use Brina hair color, and then if you want, you can just make your roots darker and hair shiny, and it's super amazing. I love it. Done.